My name is Leanna Trimble. I am the manager of Vera Jane. Vera Jane is a boutique. It's in downtown Detroit at the Fisher Building.
When did you start the business, and where did you guys begin?
So I've only been with the business in September, but the store began in, I think, 2003. And since then, it's kind of gone through a lot of changes. In the beginning, we pretty much stuck to fine coats, upscale lingerie, and handbags. And then over the course of time, when the recession hit, we kind of had to change up a little bit, bring in some, different stocks and try different things to kind of stay afloat. But for the most part, we've been pretty consistent in our business since 2003.
Okay. So, with the products that you guys are selling, do you guys feel like you're filling a gap in the market that wasn't there before?
Absolutely. I mean, it's really difficult to find upscale lingerie, fine handbags, stuff like that isn't Victoria's Secret or isn't at Nordstrom's or isn't, costing an enormous amount for something that doesn't really merit that price. I think especially in the Detroit area, there's something missing. There's a lack of elegance, there's a lack of finery, and I think that we're kind of filling in that space. We've got interesting, funky handbags, stuff that makes you feel as good wearing it, underneath your clothes as you do, with the rest of your outfit. So I think that, the femininity, the grace, the kind of fun flair, I think that we're filling in that little gap in Detroit.
Okay. So you guys are located in the Fisher Building in New Center.
Yes.
Why did you choose Detroit, and why the Fisher Building and New Center?
Specifically, so my bosses, Sean and Kevin, they are from Detroit. They went to school at Wayne State University. They're entrepreneurs. They have a lot to do with the growth of Detroit as it is now. They've been really working for that. I mean, they were some of the first people who were like, Detroit is our city, Detroit is our brand, Detroit is our name, and they really stood behind it from the beginning. Vera Jane is a little bit of an offshoot of their dream. They want to bring Vera Jane as more of a national brand eventually. Starting our own lingerie line, starting our own, we have aprons and silk eye masks and stuff like that. But so even though Detroit is our home and Detroit is very much what we stick to, we're trying to get more of a national brand for Vera Jane, and with that, bring some of the Detroit kind of flair to the rest of the country. But we really, why we started in Detroit, why Detroit in itself, it's amazing. The Fisher Building is beautiful. It is the largest art object of Detroit. I mean, it is an absolutely incredible space to be in. The space that I'm currently in, with the store itself, is really interesting. You've got these white, stark walls, exposed ceilings, this kind of cement floor. So you have that industrial grit mixed up against with the light, floral and lace and patterns and stuff like that. So it creates its own interesting juxtaposition, with what we're selling. But Detroit, it's a fantastic city. You cannot get any better. It's got the grit, it's got the realism, it's got strength, adversity, all built up to anyone who can make it here. You can make it anywhere.
Okay. So would you say that the Detroit name or brand has affected the business?
I don't think it has affected us directly because it's not, we're not pure Detroit, we're not Detroit Wallpaper Company, because it's not built into our name. I don't think that it has affected us, positively or negatively for the most part. People come and see us when they're going to a show at the Fisher Building, when they're, seeing at the Fox Theater, when they're off, doing their own thing. So we're not, we're kind of not holding and waving the "We're Detroit" flag just because it's not really necessary for a business. We're just doing good.
Okay. So how has the small business community, affected your business?
The small business community, I think, is a fantastic community. Everyone is really, really supportive. If I don't have something, if I don't have like a nice, jacket or whatever, if I not have something in the store, I'll tell someone where they can find it. And the same can be said for everyone else in the area. We're all looking to support each other because we're all kind of in this together. The more that you support one another, the more business that you get, the stronger the community that you're a part of, and the better it is overall. For, a long-term thing, the fact that we're all supporting each other, I think, is one of the main core reasons why Detroit is doing so well.
What challenges have you guys faced, that are kind of unique to opening a business in the city?
So we have faced some challenges. In the beginning, you know, as I said, we did fine upscale lingerie, things kind of a little bit more on the higher end. And when the recession hit, we had to tailor it back a little bit, kind of rework things, bring in some more yoga stuff, you know, work with the budgets around us in order to stay afloat ourselves. You get some characters in Detroit. You get a little, you know, a little rough around the edges, some people wandering in, wandering out. But I don't know, but you also get that in a lot of different places. When I worked in downtown where I live, when I worked in Ferndale, you know, you still kind of had the same characters, you know, coming in, causing a little trouble, wandering out. But as long as, you know how to handle yourself, as long as you're aware of where, you know, security is, and, you know, it's, it hasn't been that big of a deal. I think the main, I don't know, challenge with opening up a business in Detroit is knowing your clientele, knowing your area, knowing exactly what your business is, because you've got to fill a niche. You've got to have something that no one else has, because otherwise, why are people making the trip to Detroit? Why are people making the trip to your store in the first place, you know? You've really got to have a personality, a charisma, something, that extra edge that's going to put you on the map as opposed to everyone else who's trying to do it.
If you had, you know, one piece of advice to give to a small business owner, an entrepreneur that's thinking about relocating or just opening a business here, you know, what would it be?
I would say don't get discouraged. That would be the number one thing. I think it is really easy in the first couple months, in the first couple years, to really get discouraged with your business. You know, it is a huge investment. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. But as long as you're willing to put in that time and effort, I think you'll be able to get results. You know, number one thing, don't get discouraged. Make friends with the people in your area. Make sure that you know your community and get involved with your community. The more that people know who you are, the more that people want to shop at your store. They want to support someone that they like. They want to support a friend or a confidant, someone that they feel is a part of their community and that understands exactly what they're looking for. So as long as you have a good communal part in your surroundings, a good neighborhood kind of vibe, and you know what you're going in for, I think you'll do great. The number one thing, just stay positive, you know, stay encouraged, stay up, and I think that you would be great.
All right, well, that's all I got. Thank you for the time, and
My pleasure.
talk to you later.